Hey, Tom here, performance nutritionist, qualified dietitian at VITO CBD. Now the subject of today's video is around dosing your CBD, or in other words, how much CBD should you be having? Now the quick answer is it depends. It depends on lean mass, total weight, experience of consuming CBD before. So many variables come into play here, and therefore it is always 100% personal, because what I need compared to what you need, compared to what Joe Blogs over there needs, could be worlds apart. But the thing to remember here is that if you're new to it, then start low. And I would argue that even if you're not new to it, the chances are you're new to VITO CBD. So if you are new to VITO CBD and had experience with other CBD products, we'd still recommend starting low here and then building gradually to see how your body responds to our full spectrum oils. Now, in a nutshell, you need to start with the lowest percentage CBD you can and the lowest serving size you can. So, for example, VITO CBD 5% oil dropper and 1 oil drop under the tongue. That's how you consume it. That's the first way to go. Sit back, take stock, listen and feel how your body's responding. Is it having the desired effect? If yes, you've got a very low minimum effective dose, and that is brilliant. If no, then it might be the next day you want to have 1 drop again. The day after, you might want to have 2 drops. 2 drops now, you've doubled the dose. Is it having the desired effect? Is it ticking that box? If it's a yes, fantastic, you found your effective dose. If it's a no, then you might need to increase it again. So the next day, you might want to go 1 drop in the morning, 1 at lunch, 1 in the evening. 3 drops for the day. How is it responding? Is it having the desired effect? Yes or no? If it's a no, then you might need to increase it again. So you could go the next day 4 drops, and then the next day you could go 6 to 8 drops. One thing to note though, that the maximum recommended dose is 200 milligrams of CBD. We do not recommend that you exceed that. So you've got different strengths of VITO CBD oil droppers. You've got the 5%, the 10% and the 15%. If you're more experienced and you're starting to understand how your body's responding, then go from the 5% to the 10% or the 10% to the 15%. You're incrementally, methodically increasing the doses that you have. Now, looking at the capsules, the VITO CBD capsules come with an inherently higher amount of active CBD in there. That's deliberate. That's because when you swallow, it goes through the digestion process. Now, we know that some of the digestion breaks down some of the CBD in the capsules, and that happens with any CBD capsule. The important thing is to acknowledge that, put additional CBD in there, and to put it alongside a carrier oil, which protects the integrity of the oil, such as a medium-chain triglyceride or MCT. If you're doing that, then start with 1 capsule, swallow it, sit back, listen to how the body's responding. Is it having the desired effect? Yes, great. No, the next day maybe have 1 capsule again, and then the next day have 2 capsules. See if there's a cumulative benefit. The next day, if 2 didn't have the desired effect, then maybe try 3. 1 in the morning, 1 at lunch, 1 in the evening. I think you're starting to get the picture here. Bear in mind the 15 milligrams of active ingredient per capsule. You could have the same, and we'd recommend having the same approach to the vaporization method, so in inhaling your CBD. Now, we do use a CBD isolate for this, and that's because it fits better into the vaporization unit, and you can just inhale this and it gets into the system that way. So dosing for that is the same. Start low, 1 draw on the personal vaporization unit, or e-cigarette for want of a better word. Sit back, listen to how the body responds. Vaporization gets into the system quite quickly because it goes through the lungs and into the blood supply, so you should know whether it's having the desired effect quite quickly within 3 or 4 minutes. If it's not, then give it an hour or so, have another draw on the vaporization unit, and then leave it there. The next day you could go from 1 to 2, you could go from 2 to 3. The important thing is to just do it gradually and methodically, and once you have the desired effect, note what that is, and there's your effective dose. Some people use body weight to work out, so 0.1 per kilogram of body weight. That's probably a subject for another video in itself, and that depends on a lot of variables: lean mass, water mass, total fat mass. There's lots of factors to consider there, so it's not straightforward. So without going into any more detail here, that's what our thoughts are on dosing. Start low, gradually build it up over time, document how your body responds, and hopefully you find your Minimum effective dose, reasonably low. That's it. If this has been helpful, please do subscribe because there's lots more videos where this has come from. But in the meantime, from me and all of us at VITO CBD, speak soon.